All right, here we go. Go Sports Radio. Carver and Cuthbert coming at you from Borelli's Tap Room in Long Beach on a Thursday. That's right, baby. CNC here with you. It is lashing in Long Beach on a Thursday. They're fired up down here on the West End. There's no question about that. They are fired up on the West End for Go Sports Radio. Down here. Mike Carver with you, along with great Paul Cuthbert. We have, of course, Jets Pats tonight to start week number 11 in the NFL. We'll go through all the games. We got college games this weekend. We have a lot of things going on. Paulie, great to see you as always. That is lashing in Long Beach.
It sure is, buddy. Sun was out for a little bit, but it's we needed the rain here a couple minutes ago.
We needed the rain a couple minutes ago. There's no doubt about that. And I see you got your Ranger hat on. And for a variety of reasons, they did actually pot a touchdown last night in Tampa against the Lightning. We will get there. But the real reason you have the Ranger hat on is where we have to start today. Okay. And it is a tough morning, not just in the New York hockey community, in the hockey community in general. Larry Brooks, Paulie, unfortunately passed away this morning. Very short battle with cancer. He got sick very quickly, 75 years old. And when you talk about, growing up, me and you in the New York area, who was the voice, of covering New York hockey? It's Larry Brooks, like that for decades and decades here in this town. And whether you loved him, hated him, I think everybody respected how much he loved the game and how much he put into his columns and the slap shots on Sunday and everything. Tough loss, Paulie. 75 for Larry Brooks today.
Yeah, as a we're New Yorkers, so obviously I'm hitting 56 this month, so I grew up with Larry Brooks. Back before phones and laptops and PCs and all that other stuff and the internets. Just real quick, Larry was awesome. You just mentioned before, loved and hated, but I don't think he was ever hated. I think it was just more. He just had he just called it like it was. He was real. Finding out today, real quick, Mike, is just you find out today how revered and how respected he was in the sports writing industry and just in sports alone.
I'm saying he sometimes rubbed.
Oh, absolutely.
There were Islander fans.
I disagree.
There were Islander fans who really didn't like Larry because they thought he was just a Ranger guy, and that's not true. He advocated a lot. He wanted the Islanders to be good. He never wanted the Islanders to leave. He wanted the Islanders to be good. Obviously, he would go after the Ranger fans would sometimes get upset with him because he'd tell it like it is with the Rangers. Obviously worked for the Devils for a time period.
I didn't know that.
Was involved in all aspects of New York hockey and covering the game. Deservedly so, Paulie, in the Hockey Hall of Fame as well. In 2018, he went in. There's just and like you said, you listen to all the stories today about him. And I mean, even me and, on a smaller scale, me and you have a couple. You've talked to him in the past. I remember as a producer at WFAN when I was starting there, and this is, 10 plus years ago at this point, we obviously never did a lot of hockey, WFAN.
Yeah.
But when something big was going on or it was playoff time, we would. And I remember the first time somebody asked me to reach out to Larry Brooks. I was like, man, Larry Brooks. I mean, they see him, he fights with, torts. What do we, I don't know. And Paulie, then when you actually talk to him,
super dude, man.
Nicest guy
super dude.
ever. And that's 98% of the people in the hockey community, by the way.
Yeah.
Nicest guy you could ever interact with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he'd even brag, fan wants to talk. Well, Larry was just an amazing figure in the sport here and locally too, Paulie. It's just such a tough.
Yeah, and do yourself a favor, everybody, today. Check out the feeds of search Larry Brooks today, and you'll see all the commentary from colleagues that he worked with throughout his career and everything else. And you nailed it, man. He was a class act. Like I said, had the privilege of interviewing him a couple of times, and it was even as a writer, he's an icon. I was a little starstruck even just interviewing Larry Brooks a couple of years ago and stuff. And he was just great. He was a big Sinatra fan. I knew that. Remember when me and you used to be on Yahoo Sports Radio, I had him on there and queued up some Sinatra to have him on the show. But real quick, just want to read this from the Rangers. Obviously, obviously the team he's covered pretty much his whole entire life. The entire Rangers organization mourns the loss of Larry Brooks, a titan in hockey journalism for nearly 5 decades, which is incredible. His coverage of the sport, the NHL, and the Rangers, in particular for the New York Post, helped connect our fans with the team and the game they love. Larry's impactful work was rightfully recognized by the Hockey Hall of Fame when he received the Elmer Ferguson Award in 2018. Our thoughts are with Larry's family and friends during this difficult time. And it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
Gary Bettman put out a statement today, and like I said, it just continues.
Islanders put out a nice statement about him.
Yeah, I used to love his Sunday columns. Slapshot was awesome. And again, he was great because, he would get people fired up. I mean, I thought he's one of the smartest guys when it came to the Rangers. And he told it like it was.
I saw a story this morning that I forget who was telling, but that even Dolan would reach out to Larry to talk to him about the team.
Yep.
But not on the basis of Larry was going to go and report anything that Dolan said to him. Just to get his thoughts and pick his brain, like what are we doing wrong here? What would you do? What would you? And that was, and he said, and Dolan said, and that and he never printed any of that. He never went. Nope. He just was trying to let me know what he thought our organization, our franchise, could be doing better with all his years of being around the game and it's just Mike Vaccaro wrote a great memoriam of him this morning in the New York Post. That was just Molly Walker as well, who of course has been covering the team with him the last few years, and you could tell reading it, got so close with Larry, being on the same team with him at the Post. And Trowley talked about how last year, they spent 20 straight days together with the World Cup of Hockey, Boston, Montreal, and he still just had even 75 still going around, had that love of the game with him.
Check out the archives of the Post podcast there the last couple of years. Great stuff. Ron Duguay and Molly on there as well too, and the whole crew over at the Post. So condolences to Larry's family, his friends, his colleagues, and for all of us Rangers and hockey fans. And you're right, he did advocate to have the Rangers covered. I mean, the Islanders covered in the Post.
Yeah.
And again, I had no idea he was a communications director with the Devils in the beginning. So we had a really good relationship with Lou Lamoriello and everything else. But look, a New York icon, a New York guy.
Yeah.
Just, so New York, a little sad today in the sports.
It certainly is. Even the baseball guys today, like, he'd stop by in the summer when there was no hockey and do a Yankee game here or there for the Post.
Yeah,
and even then, a sport that he wasn't related, he'd go in there and he'd ruffle feathers. He'd ask some questions.
Absolutely.
He'd get in the mix, even at Yankee Stadium or wherever he would be. So rest in peace, Larry, and of course, all the condolences to his family. And the Rangers, we'll get more into it later, putting up a touchdown for him last night.
Rangers got a win for him last night, which is good.
Man,
2 in a row.
What is that? 13 goals over the last 2 games? Flying high now.
Our cousin Vinny's back, baby.
That's all it was, huh?
That's all it is.
That's all it was Trocheck.
One of your favorite sayings amongst us is tremendous.
Tremendous.
And Vinny has been tremendous.
Tremendous.
2 games.
Trocheck, tremendous.
That's it. That's
for
what
the Rangers.
Problem was. But we'll get into hockey later.
We will do a little hockey, but we'll start the sports portions, Paulie, of today. With, of course, we do have a local playing a big game tonight. We start NFL Week 11. Foxborough, the Jets and the Patriots here. Of course, the Jets have won a couple games in a row. The Patriots 8-2, best record, tied with a couple teams in the AFC.
Pretty good.
Playing unbelievable football.
Impressive.
And the Jets come rolling in on a short week on the road.
Tom Brady, who?
Yeah, I know. Drake May, one of the favorites for the MVP right now. This is a tough spot for the Jets tonight. Very tough spot. We talked yesterday about how Aaron Glenn's keeping the cards close to the vest when it comes to his lineup, his injuries and his quarterback and all of those things.
It's really upsetting a lot of people, and especially in the local sports area here. Everybody's a little ticked off at Mr. Glenn.
Because I don't think that nobody likes, and I actually saw, I think it was Boomer who said, he's just doing this. He's getting everybody and he's also doing it to take away from how poorly the team is playing.
Maybe, yeah.
So
it's working.
Instead of the focus being on the players of how they haven't gotten the job done, he's shifting the focus to go after me and let me back like the tough guy. I still don't like it. I don't care. I'm not into it. I don't need it. And I know I told you yesterday that I thought maybe tonight the Jets would be able to give you a little something on the road in a short week. I've changed my mind. I think they're going to get smashed. How about that? I think you're going to get smashed. I think the Patriots are playing really well.
It would be astonishing if the Jets gave these guys a game time. Well, I mean, what's your feel here? You think
look,
they hang in there for a quarter or two, or you think New
No.
England just comes out? New England's got a
As-
great opportunity here to go 9-2.
Yeah.
Kansas
and
City,
get a little extra
who,
rest.
you know, put the Bills behind them a little bit. I mean, this is I agree with you. I think New England goes in here in the sharp new uniforms and winner tonight, and yeah, they take care of business.
I think as you get later and later into the season, these Thursday night games become tougher and tougher on the road teams. I think early in the year, when you're not as banged up, you got a better chance going on the road with 3 days rest and getting something done. As you get further along and the injuries start to pile up and things start to go poorly, that's when the home team starts to garner a little bit of an advantage here on Thursdays. And I think that that's the kind of spot you're going to see tonight too. I think that the Jets have given you a couple wins against the Browns and the Bengals, but they're stepping up a couple notches here tonight. And the Pats are playing well on both sides of the ball.
What's the spread in the game today?
It's actually gotten up to 12.5. I even saw some 13s at a couple places. So we're talking almost 2 touchdowns.
Are you touching it?
I would lay it with the Patriots tonight.
All right.
I think I would lay it. This game, to me, Paulie, has 27-7 type of feel to me.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
agree.
think it's going to be a very competitive game. And if you look at the last couple of weeks in these Thursday night games, that Bronco Raider game was awful last week. But the Raiders were able to
wait
cover
till
those.
Monday night.
Now
baby.
that was now look.
Wait till
that
Monday
was-
night's game.
That was a division game with the team on the road getting some decent amount of points, and they were able to cover and play it close. So it's a similar situation tonight, but I just don't think that the Jets have got it in them tonight in this game. So I think
Pats are
it's
looking good, man.
I think it's Pat's big.
Yeah, I agree.
This evening.
I agree.
Diggs has a touchdown in 3 straight games. I think Diggs will score again for the Patriots tonight. It bothers the hell out of me. Steve likes the Patriots defense to score a touchdown. I got no problem with that either. This could be, it's hard. You can't that's what makes it weird to me that he's screwing around with who's going to play quarterback. You've won the last 2 games and Fields has played. You're going to tell me you're not going to play him tonight? So stop being a moron. Just admit that's who's going to be playing tonight. There's no reason to hide it. Like, what are you trying to hide in this aspect? So
This week on who's going to be the starting Jets quarterback.
well, look, it is what it is. But that's kind of where I'm at. So you think that they do have a shot tonight?
No,
Oh no,
not at all.
Okay, because it made it sound like you thought
No,
that maybe the Jets would be in this.
no,
game.
not at all. I apologize if I gave any inclination.
I thought you were
that the Jets
kind
might
of
have a
leaning
chance
into
tonight.
it. And now also, is the weather going to maybe be like this up in Foxborough?
That place is going
tonight?
to be rocking tonight up in Foxborough. The team's going to be rocking.
Team's going to be rocking.
It's going to be a
That's-
big night for the Patriots.
Pats 27-20. I'll give you a score too.
I like
I'll give you
that
a
score.
27-20.
Wow, you'll give
20,
it- yeah.
27-7. Excuse
Yeah, I
me.
like that one. better. I don't know.
27-7.
Okay.
20-point win. Maybe it's 31-10, but I'll lean into I like under, and I like the Pats to cover the big number.
How in general the Pats defensively this year? I
They're
mean,
better with Vrabel. Better. Yeah. They're better. He's coached them up. They've got some good pieces, got some good guys in the secondary. They play a lot of man, which not that the Jets can throw the ball anyway. But you know what the Jets are going to look to do tonight. They're going to look to run the ball. Fields is going to look to run around. They have a good enough front seven where I think that's going to be. And once you lean on the Jets and you get now, this didn't work in Cincy, but Cincy has the worst defense in the league. The Pats don't have that kind of defense where if you can get up a couple scores, force the Jets into throwing even more, it's just going to get even uglier.
Yeah.
And that's so it's kind of, I don't want to make it sound as ho-hum as it is, but it is. It's as ho-hum as it is, Paulie. They're going to take care of business tonight.
8:15 start, and it's an Amazon Prime game.
This is
You know, this
Thursday
is
night's
something
Amazon
We all as
Primes.
sports fans have to figure out where these games are.
Thursdays are
Who's broadcasting?
now, if you live in our area,
Yeah.
you do get that game. You don't have to have Amazon Prime to watch that game.
Okay, that's
If
nice.
you're in the local market, you're in New York or New England night, you get it on either whether it's 4 or 5, Fox, NBC. They'll pipe that game in.
Amazon's doing a pretty good job with Monday Night Hockey.
Have you checked it out?
I have.
Really?
Pretty good.
Well, they have Friday nights. They have the NBA. So
Monday Night
they now have
pretty good.
They have NFL Thursday, NBA Friday, and hockey on Monday. Now, I'll admit to you, I haven't watched the Monday night NHL. I actually thought it was only in Canada for the game, but it actually is everywhere. You can watch that here in the States, the Monday night, because I thought it was all Canadian teams and it was only on Canada. But you've watched it.
Well,
so.
hold on a second. I mean, I have to admit, I may have just pulled up the NHL Network feed, and maybe that's what they were broadcasting. So
I'm not 100%,
but I
haven't gone to watch it.
I got to say, the Amazon, the graphic work, the commentary, the broadcast. I thought it was pretty darn good. And I'll look into it, and you might be right. It might be just in Canada, but
we'll effort that. You know what I'm going to do on Monday night when the Cowboys are beating up the Raiders on Monday night, which Cowboys have been awful on the road this year, so I don't know if they're actually going to beat up on the Raiders, but maybe halftime, whatever. I will flick over to Amazon and see if I can get the hockey up on that.
Find out who's playing.
So tell me who's playing Monday night on Amazon, and I will go and see. And I will test it out and see if I can
when
actually
we get into
see
hockey later.
We'll
pull up the schedule, see what's going on.
So there's Jets Patriots. They're going to start week number 11 this evening. The other local for this week is the Giants, who we talked about a lot yesterday. Dable out. Kafka will be the interim head coach. They will start Jameis Winston on Sunday, which I think is a fun move, at least from a watchability standpoint, because
he was fun in the press conferences yesterday.
He's New York. He's now, but Paulie, you need a little personality. It's better than that drone Russell Wilson who gets up there and gives you these canned BS statements that he likes.
Well, he's putting on his own show too. I got to tell you, in his own way. I mean, if you look at both of the press, the interviews, as to say, the scrums, It was a tale of two worlds, obviously, in terms of where they both are. But, when you look at I just think back when Wilson got signed and, I think he went to a few Knick games last year and he had the big Giants jacket. He was a big show. And, at the time, obviously, we didn't know where the season was going to go or whatever. And so everybody, mentally is thinking, okay, Russell Wilson is our starting quarterback.
Right.
And now when you look at them 10 games in this crazy season that it's been, and as far as the personalities involved, and you've got three quarterbacks there right now.
Yeah. The
young kid, Jameis here, and Wilson, three completely different personalities. And it showed, I tell you, it was just very unique yesterday watching the two do their own interviews. And one guy is, dancing happy and everything. And Wilson's like, yeah, I'm getting paid. I'm here. I'm ready. And he wasn't ready the other day. And
he wasn't ready.
What's he doing?
He looked like you didn't want to.
He's got so much time to be ready.
It's over for him. He should go.
I don't know.
Pack it in.
You might get some playing time this weekend. You never know.
No, not this weekend. You got to if you're going to put Jameis in there, you just let him
ride the whole game.
Let him run and gun. And like I said, this is a game where he could throw 3 touchdowns for the Giants and at the same time
he got that skill set?
And throw 3 touchdowns for the Packers. He could throw
What's
them
his
in there.
history? I'm not too familiar with.
Look, he has all the talent in the world. Number 1 overall pick out of Florida State. Won a national championship. Obviously Tampa was tough. He's had a bunch of stops since then. Spent a lot of time as the backup in New Orleans. Went to Cleveland. Got a chance to play a little bit. He's been around. One thing when he gets in, it's fun and gun with Jameis. He's going to move the football down the field. But the other part of that is he's going to throw the football at the other team too. He's going to do that because he's just loose. He's just fun. He's going to throw interceptions. He's got a knack for those interceptions being returned for touchdowns.
I was thinking a little bit, not to cut you off, I was thinking a little bit what you were saying yesterday as far as, Dable getting fired.
Right.
And, you can't really fire Bowen at the same time. Because, when you think about these guys, even though it's a frustrating losing season, these are systems that they've been working on since training camp.
Correct.
All through the way. So, you fire the head coach. You got to keep your OC in there, obviously, for the offensive side of things. And, yes, defensively, too, even though you may want, I was one of the guys who wants this guy gone too, Bowen. But it kind of makes sense in terms of salvaging things. You can't really go scrap everything right in the, no matter where you are as
Right.
far as trying to be productive and going forward, because at least you do have game plans in place, and hopefully these guys will just go out and
Look,
produce.
if you're, and I know that,
And particularly in this situation with everything's happening, especially with Dart being out,
right.
It really kind of shines a lot what you were saying yesterday, that with Kafka in here, at least these guys know the system.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can't halfway through a season completely gut everybody out. Like, you just, because you need to still play 7 more games. Like, you still have to get there. And for the most part, listen, you can make a move like firing your defensive coordinator, but all you're really going to do, Paulie, is you're going to have the linebacker coach, the secondary coach, the defensive line coach, whoever it's going to be. He's going to then step up and be the DC, but he's going to be calling the same stuff you've been doing.
Yeah.
He's running. You're not ripping the playbook up and starting over in week 11. Like, that's just not going to happen. You're going to get through the rest of the season with the stuff that you've been doing. So that's why it becomes difficult to do that. Now, they could have got rid of Bowen and had somebody do that anyway. That's just, but they might have went to Kafka and said, would you, because Kafka's not a defensive guy. You prefer that Shane stays on and runs the defense. Well, yeah, I've never been a head coach before. I really don't, I need somebody who's used to doing that.
Yeah.
So not having a new guy who's never been a DC come in as the linebacker coach or whatever coach and start doing it. So that's where it becomes a tricky situation. If you're 2-8, and I know this gets tiring for Giant fans because it's been now look, I never shed a tear for them. They've had 3 of the greatest Super Bowl wins of all time. So I'm in a lot, and 2 of them fairly recently for anyone who's, really 30 and older, got to really experience it. So I never shed a tear for the Giants' misfortune, but it's been a lot of years of losing. And I know you hate hearing this every year by Thanksgiving, but wouldn't you rather lose the games at this point? And I know, I understand you have your quarterback now, because here's where moving up now gets you into, you don't need a quarterback. Being in the top 5
we
now.
don't know. We got to wait for this protocol.
Well, look,
we got to wait for the results.
They're not going to be drafting a quarterback this year.
Yeah.
But if you're in the top 5 and you're not drafting a quarterback, you have value, because teams want to get in there, whoever those quarterbacks are going to be. And we talked a little last week about this crew that could be going in there. But that's a valuable chip that you have. So the more games you lose now, you might be in the position that you can slide back a little bit and acquire more assets. And so that's at 2-8. Like, put Winston in there, let him throw the ball around, lose games, whatever. What is it going to matter? You want to?
But don't the Jets have all the best picks now?
The Jets have. Well, the Jets. Well, look,
to the trade.
Just remember, they were 0-7. Now they're 2-7. They have the same amount of wins as the Giants.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they're going to be in it. Everyone thought, the Jets are going to have the top pick. Yeah, not so fast, because this is what the Giants did a few years ago when they didn't end up with Drake May or Jaden Daniels. They started winning games in late November through December. The Tommy Cutlets game against the Call, they win all these games, and then suddenly you're picking 4th, picking 5th, and you're not in a position to go and get those guys instead of picking 1st. So sometimes nobody wants to go out there and say, I want to lose every game that I play. Nobody's in for that, but it's helpful. These guys are all prideful, because what's one thing these players are always doing too, Paulie? They need to always put good tape on.
Yeah.
Because there's always somebody, they always have to be playing for that next job, whether it's with the team they're on or the next team. So you're never going to ask guys, listen, we want to lose this game. So people who say that, it is ridiculous. But it's not bad to lose them either, if you actually do. Letting Jameis go in there and throw the ball around. I don't think the Giants win this week, but I think that you'll have an enjoyable watch, having fun with Jameis out there.
Well, it's funny. I didn't think there was going to be much to watch, as far as this weekend's concerned. But you see the press conferences yesterday. All right,
fun.
I got to give this guy a shot here.
He's minus 200 to throw an interception. He will throw a pick and the Packers have a pretty good secondary.
Talk about Green Bay on the other side of this game as far as the importance for them. Here.
Well, look, coming off the loss to the Eagles on Monday night, they're in a spot where they need to get moving a little bit here. As far as I am not the biggest backer in the Packers. I haven't been. Some people have gotten on me. Some people in not just this chat, other chats.
Don't tell the Gallaghers.
I know. I'm not a big Packer guy. They haven't really, other than beating the Lions the first game of the season, it just hasn't been very impressive to me. Their offense looked pretty poor on Monday night against the Eagles. Defense obviously played well, and that's kind of their calling card. Now, we've seen how bad the Giant D has been the last few weeks. This should be a week where they should be able to go out and move the football on this Giant defense. So I don't put the Packers on the same tier right now as I do the Eagles, the Rams, the Lions. You know, even though they beat the Lions week 1 in Green Bay, if the Lions played the Packers in January, I'm taking the Lions. I don't care where the game is.
Okay.
I'm going to take them. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Packers. This is a game that they should win, but they have 2 games this year. Both were at home, Paulie, that they should have won and they lost. Cleveland and Carolina.
Yeah.
So I don't think anything is a given for the Green Bay Packers in there, but I think that they will win the game. That number could be tricky though. 7.5. Maybe a little Jameis Winston Giant pride on Sunday. Because when the Giants have given it to you, it has been at home this year, is where you've had some of their better efforts against the Chargers, the Eagles.
That's going to be something to look out for, too, is the turnout. Giants turnout.
Well, I'll say this. You get the Giants, and this isn't –
we're a solid fan base.
I'm not taking a shot at the Jets here. I'm not trying to do that.
No.
The Giants have – obviously a longer historical, more, fan base.
Mm-hmm.
They love Sunday at 1. They love all those things. And they hang around a little bit longer. Whereas Jet home games in November and December could be tricky. There could be some empty buildings there. But the Giants have been bad in December the last couple years. They don't want to see empty seats for it at all. We have the rest of the schedule for week 11 that we are going to go through when we, after we talk a little bit about Borelli's, of course, Mike Carver, Paul Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio here, Borelli's Tap Room in Long Beach. Now it's not lashing anymore, but a blustery day. As you could tell, it is lashing a little bit. I got the little trees moving behind me back here. It's all happening.
Fire department was down here before the show.
They were here before the show.
Interesting.
But what do we got going on here at Borelli's the next couple of days?
Well, speaking of the Long Beach Fire Department, who was here real quick, good stuff. It is hot down here at Borelli's Tap Room, located at 912 West Beach Street here in the great city of Long Beach, New York. Comedy. Let's just talk comedy quick. Colin Quinn next week is sold out.
Sold out?
Sold out. And I will be here. I got in. So that's great news
for you, buddy. It'll be a good night out.
Yeah. And speaking of comedy, there's more comedy coming your way here at Borelli's. Des Bishop is going to be here on Tuesday, December 12th. And on Tuesday, December 9th, Mark Norman will be in the house. A house full of laughs here at Borelli's Tap Room. Come on down. Check out Borelli'sTapRoom.com for more information on tickets to those shows. Tomorrow night, live music, free show with the Dirty Rockers. If you guys like dub and reggae ska, all that kind of stuff, doing Stick Figure and Dirty Heads and 311, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sugar Ray, Real Big Fish.
Incubus
too as well. Come on down. Free show, 9 o'clock start tomorrow night, live here at Borelli's.
I don't know Stick Figure.
Oh, buddy. You're one of the few.
I don't know Stick Figure.
I'll send you a link later.
Should I know that?
Oh, it's good stuff, man. You want to put yourself in a good mood?
I know Incubus. You know that. But I don't know Stick Figure.
I'll get you the link.
A Real Big Fish.
All right. Also want to talk about what's coming up here Tuesday, November 25th, right here before Thanksgiving. Borelli's doing a great thing. It's called Bingo for the Food Banks. It's at 7 o'clock. All the money raised here goes to the local food banks. There's a 50-50 raffles going on. And you come in, you purchase a bingo card, and it goes towards the food banks, and or you can bring down some food and donate that as well, and that will also allow you to get a bingo card too. So that is Tuesday, November 25th, right here at Borelli's Tap Room. That is bingo for the food banks. Come out and do a good thing for the local food banks here in your community here at Borelli's. And as usual, Thursday Night Football coming down here. Great specials, food and great craft and specialty drinks here, and the brick oven pizza. You can't go wrong here. And Thursday, like I said, Thursday Night Football. You got Saturday college football and all the NFL stuff too. And we'll let you know about some more specials later on during the show.
Vodka pie.
Vodka pie, baby.
Vodka pie. That's where I'm at. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borelli's Tap Room in Long Beach. Steve in the chat asking, is there an over 1.5 interceptions for Jameis Winston option to maybe wager on this Sunday? I do see one at FD, Steve, if you have that wherever you are. 2+ interceptions plus 172, 3+ interceptions plus 370. So yes, you can alt the Winston interceptions for this Sunday against the Packers. So you might as well go ahead and get involved. All right, let's rumble through, I should say, ramble and rumble through the rest of the Week 11 games. We did the locals. We think they're both going to lose. Unfortunate, but it is what it is at this point.
New York football, baby.
Here's the rest of Week 11. Let's start. Thank God, the last European game
Mikey's
of the NFL season. We have the Commanders and the Dolphins in Madrid. That's right. Spain is where they are going to be. I believe they're playing at where Real Madrid plays. I would have to think.
World
or it could be
famous.
Atletico. I mean, where are they playing at? Where they got to be playing where Real Madrid playing, right?
I don't know. I didn't look at it. You turned me
Santiago.
off of the European experience.
Huge soccer day today. Boys in green against Portugal at the Aviva in Dublin.
Look at you.
Can they get let's mix the soccer
I didn't
in
know
here.
we were going to talk
World
soccer.
Cup qualifying. We're getting down to it. This is a huge break. There's 2 games left. Ireland played Portugal today. They play
You see
Hungary
this, folks?
on
See
Monday.
this? NFL, right to soccer. Here we go.
Well, look, and we have been waiting for Ireland to get back into the World Cup, and they're coming back. Obviously, the World Cup is here in the States next summer. Last time the World Cup was in the States. I know. I love
Ireland
the pictures of all our family being at the old Giant Stadium for Ireland and Italy. That game, I mean, they got to get in, Paul. Can we get a couple points from
my
Ireland
favorite
here?
memory of that, obviously, was sitting in 110-degree weather watching.
You were at the game?
Watching Ireland and Holland play to a 0-0 tie. That was just so
That
exciting.
that was at Giant Stadium
Giant
too, right?
Stadium,
So
yeah.
Ireland played 2 games at Giant Stadium
Yes.
in that 94 World Cup.
I don't know if they played Italy at Giant Stadium. I thought
They
played down in
definitely played
Florida.
Italy at Giant Stadium
Yeah.
because that was the huge upset. They beat Italy,
Yes.
Italy that day.
Taki Bonner, baby.
That was a huge game. So there you
Paul
go.
McGrath.
Little World Cup for you as Ireland are playing Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal today, and they are
Good luck.
plus 750 dogs at the Aviva. And we'll see if they can get it done. Anyway, European football, Madrid, Commanders and Dolphins. Still no Jaden, obviously no Jaden Daniels. You got Mariota in there. Dolphins coming off a big win against the Bills. Dolphins are favored in this game. You got 2 teams that, I mean, honestly, both teams 3-7, Paulie, going into this game.
Ugly.
Now, I say these games always suck. The Colt-Falcon game actually wasn't that bad last Sunday morning, but I refuse to acknowledge it because it goes against my narrative.
It does.
So, I'm not going to acknowledge that it was a good game. This game will suck, and the Dolphins will win.
There you have it, folks. Officially.
This game will stink.
This
Dolphins
game
will win.
will suck. You heard it right here on CNC.
I got to tell it like it is.
That's what we're here for, brother.
You like the Dolphins?
Huh? I don't like either of them, to be honest with you. I'm not watching it. I'm not getting up early.
So it's like Brewster's Millions. None of the above.
I have a real hard time. I've had a hard time with the NFL for years of just being so mediocre.
Right.
And it's just, I mean, one of the biggest social media watches on X is that wonderful girl, Agar, I think.
Annie Agar,
Anna. But it's basically her whole skit is just ripping the NFL.
That's it.
Just ripping it. And rightly so. So anyway, real quick, like I said, they both suck. And I hope a lot of people show up for the game there. I don't know how many people are going to watch it back here.
I gave you the option yesterday. You can watch Dolphins Commanders at 9:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, or Penguins and Predators from Stockholm, Sweden, also 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. So you have options in the 9 a.m. department if you really wanted to.
What's with the see? This is hard, folks, because we're crossing sports here.
I'm sorry.
But no, don't apologize. We
play by no rules.
How does
That's
the
the fun part about this. We play by no rules.
Is it because of guys on the roster on Nashville? Why are the Predators playing this game?
Yes, they have some Swedish players. Obviously, they have Forsberg, they have Saros, they have a bunch of Swedish players on their team.
Is it more than 2 or 3 guys, or is it? I mean, because
why
else do you put Nashville on this game?
Some star players in there too. I mean, they got good players. I know it's Stamkos. You know, they got guys. They got a lot of star power,
When's
even
the
though
last
they
time Stamkos
stink.
scored a goal? I have no
Yeah,
idea.
well, you know, it's
All right,
you know, they've got some
we gotta
local
swing back
flavor.
here.
They've got some star players. They got it is what it is.
Battle of
let's-
the Titans here, Carolina and Atlanta.
All right, Carolina and Atlanta. Here's what I'll say to you. I would never trust the Falcons as a favorite. I would never trust Carolina. Like Carolina, these are the spots where you could play Carolina. When they're dogs, they seem to stay in these games. And I can't, honestly, Paulie, I think Atlanta wins. I don't think that they'll cover the number. I think it's a 3.5 right now. I think it's probably some field goal game. I won't feel comfortable definitely from a betting aspect playing this game, but I think Atlanta will win the game.
I disagree. I think Carolina's got to have this game. They got to win this.
They gotta have the game.
Got to have.
Now they're 5-5.
At all
Atlanta's
costs.
3-6. Carolina's been
Yeah, but 6 wins in the NHL right now is woo.
the NFL. Yes,
It's like, yeah, we have a chance to
it's,
get that.
It's not
6th win.
wrong. Now they destroyed them at home earlier this year. Game was like 31-0. They blasted Atlanta in Carolina. So
All right, let's move
now
on.
let's go to this game because this is a good one.
It's a sweet game.
Couple 6-3 teams in the below. Now, Buffalo coming off a completely gutless and embarrassing performance
My
in
call is
Miami.
Buffalo Bills.
Gutless and embarrassing performance in Miami last week. Tampa coming off losing at home to the Patriots. This is a tough stretch for Tampa. They played New England last week. They play Buffalo this week. They got to go to LA and play the Rams next week on Sunday Night Football. So really tough stretch for them. You know, the number, Paulie, Buffalo been about a 5.5, 6.5 point favorite. I don't feel very good about the Buffalo Bills right now,
Well, you expressed that yesterday.
but this is the type of game that they'll bounce back and they'll win. They'll win this game. I don't think I would lay 5.5 or 6.5 with them, but I think the Bills will beat the Bucs. I think that you'll get a good Josh Allen performance. They'll get a turnover, something. And at home, they're a different animal. That's a tough trip for Tampa. The weather's probably going to be miserable. I don't think it's going to be good in Buffalo on Sunday. They had some snow there. I saw them put the shot out. They had the snow out on the field. It's that time of year in Buffalo. It's you don't get a big window of nice weather in that city, and their window's already closed, and now the bad stuff's there. So
I would be
I like the Bills.
incredibly impressed if Tampa came out of there with a win on Sunday. That is a huge game for the Bills. And the place, just for fun, I went and checked out tickets for the game.
Okay. Well, now
you can't get in there.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Well, there's a couple things at factor there.
There's a lot of resale. Not a lot.
This
not,
is
not a
also
lot.
remember
Small, but
it's also the last year at the old house. Every game is everyone's trying to get in there one more time.
so
It's
Tampa Bay is going to be dealing with that.
and you
Most
got
teams have to
the.
deal with that
I
anyway.
went to a Tampa Bay Buffalo game once in Buffalo. The TO was on the Bills that year, and they wore the throwbacks. They're wearing the old '60s.
Oh, sweet.
The white helmets with the red
Yeah.
old standing Buffalo.
Yeah.
They're wearing that this week.
Yep.
Which they wore in the Monday night game against Atlanta.
Graphic
and got
designers weren't
smashed.
very talented back then. I have to
No,
say.
but they did. But look at the money they're making off of it now. Bills Bucks, good early game on the slate there too. Chargers into Jacksonville as well. Chargers 7-3.
Looking good.
The Jags 5-4, who blew a 29-10 lead against the Texans and
Ugly.
Davis Mills in the fourth quarter last week. I know I'm saying this on a lot of games this week. I don't trust the Chargers on the road to get this done.
Really?
I don't.
I don't know.
I don't trust the Chargers.
I hate
Now this
calling
has
them
gone
LA,
down.
though.
It was 3.5 early in the week. It's 2.5 now. 2.5, you can maybe get me. I definitely wouldn't do 3.5. I'm watching
right.
something from last night on the TV in here. UMass played Northern Illinois last
Well,
night.
Mike, tell everybody
in the
about all
Maction.
the amazing TVs
There's-
here at Burley's Tap.
There are 9 huge TVs all throughout Borelli's Tap Room, and you could come and watch the games. And they just had a clip of the UMass game last night. I told you about this yesterday. You want a little action tonight, Paul? UMass
Yep.
and Northern Illinois.
You did
0-9 UMass hosted Northern Illinois. They were down 35-0 at the half. Northern Illinois was 2-7 going into the game. They were down 35-0. They kicked a field goal to get on the board. It was like 42-0. They kicked the field goal to make it 42-3. They started shooting off fireworks in the stadium at UMass. They put a field goal on the board. They're shooting fireworks off last night.
Oh man,
Uh,
it's kind of like the guy at Madison Square Garden for the first few games.
Josh Allen over 30.5 rushing yards. Yes, Doghouse Riley. Get it in there because that number, when it's getting low because he hasn't been running a lot, he's going to run a little bit more because when they have a bad week like they did last week, they usually step up and do a little more. I don't trust the Chargers.
I trust them.
You trust them. You like the Jags.
I do like.
Oh, you like the
no,
Chargers.
I like the Chargers.
Give me the Jags.
Okay.
Give me the Jags.
You got them, man.
On Sunday against the Chargers. In that, I can't believe.
I mean, the Jags got to have that game. I mean,
everyone's got to have it.
I know.
Everyone's got to have it now.
Yeah, everybody's
week 11.
Well, unless you're
except the Jets and the Giants, they don't have to have it.
3 or 4.
They don't have to have it, but they still got to have it. Now, Bears Vikings in Minnesota. They're 6-3.
Hot Bears. But they've been kind of playing with fire the last couple of weeks. Down 10 to the Giants in the fourth quarter at home. Had to come back. Week before, they blew a huge lead to Cincinnati. They got a winning record.
I know.
It's amazing.
I like the Bears.
Me too.
Taking the Bears on the road, getting the points. Now, Minnesota's favored. That should say something to you. But I think the Bears are going to win the game. Outright dog win for the Bears coming up. Bengals and Steelers. Now, these two played a wild Thursday night game about a month ago. That was I think the first or second game Flacco played for the Bengals, and he went berserk. And then we played a wild game, and the Bengals ended up beating them. Bengals 3-6, Steelers now 5-4. Now you talk about. I know we're making a joke now. You have to have it. If you're the Steelers,
see what I started,
and you got the Ravens right on them now. The Ravens are going to get to 5-5. We'll get to them in a moment. They got to win this game at home against the Bengals. You can't lose twice to the Bengals and Joe Flacco, especially at home if you're the Steelers. I like the Steelers. Now, as far as from the gambling side of things, I actually would take the Bengals with the 5.5 because I don't think the Steelers.
Good news out of Bengals camp too. Burrow's
really
practice.
He's back doing some things. It's probably still going to be 3 or 4 weeks till he plays, but he's at least back doing some things. Give me the Steelers to win the game, but the Bengals from the gambling perspective with the 5.5 points.
I think that's a good call.
You like that call?
Yeah,
huh?
I do like that call.
You like that call?
I do.
Houston, as I mentioned, had that huge comeback at home, and that really saved their season. They're at 4-5 now. They have a little life in them, and now they got a chance to get back to 500 in Tennessee against the Titans, who are coming off a bye. The Titans are awful. Awful.
That's being kind.
They're awful. They're awful. Now, would it surprise me?
They're not going to surprise you.
Would it surprise me if Houston, after that huge comeback, showed up and played a dud of a game in Tennessee? It would not. But I think their defense is too good to have them lose the game. So I think it's Houston for me. Houston gets the job done. I would like to know who's going to be the starting quarterback, because there's some talk that maybe Stroud could play this week.
Maybe Aaron Glenn has some insight.
Yeah, don't ask Aaron Glenn. He can't tell you who his own starting quarterback's going to be. Definitely not going to get out of him who's going to be anyone else's. Later games in the 4:00 East window. Niners are in Arizona against the Cardinals. Cardinals got routed by Seattle last week. Niners have had a rough couple weeks here, and they have fallen to 6-4. They need to get something going here. Tricky for them on the road. They've had some good road games this year. They've had some poor ones. I just think that they're better than Arizona. It's San Francisco for me. I'll trust this week with the Niners.
Agree with you. I don't think that's really hard, that one there.
Game of the weekend. That's right. Yeah. Game of the weekend.
It is.
Seahawks and Rams in Los Angeles. Both teams, obviously, 7-2. Two of the best teams in the NFC. What McDonald's done in Seattle, they haven't lost a road game. I think it's 8 or 9 in a row on the road outright that they've won. Rams, I think, are one of the two best teams in the NFC, and I think Seattle's right there with a chance to maybe jump them this week. Stafford's the favorite for the MVP. It's a hell of a game.
Love the game. Love it. Love it. 4:05 start.
I lean to the Rams, but I've gone after Seattle on the road a few times, and it's come out bad for me. but I lean to the Rams.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. But I'd love to see Seattle shake things up and win that game.
Wow.
Love
Look
to
at
see them
you.
shake it up. It
Look at
really
you.
would.
Shake it up.
Well, I
huh?
think everybody has been admiring what the Seahawks are doing this
Right.
year, and this could be a statement game for them.
Right.
You know, so I think as an organization,
It's a big game.
This is it would be exciting to see the Seattle Seahawks go in there and shake things up.
Shake it up.
We'll see.
Shake it up.
4:00. Good stuff.
There you go with that. And then you also have the Ravens and the Browns in that 4:00 window on Sunday. The Ravens, of course, were 1-5, and now they're 4-5. They've won 3 in a row. They've got now Lamar didn't practice on Wednesday, but I mean, is he really going to be hurt again this week? I'm checking to see if he practiced today at all for them. I don't know if their practice report is even out yet for it. But if Lamar's in there, Paulie, this is a smash job for me. I think that the Ravens now have the eyes on the prize. They can get back to 500. They're the favorites to win the division. I'd be a little skeptical laying points with them if Lamar doesn't play. If Lamar does play, it's 8.5, 7.5, 8.5. I think it's a double-digit win for them. I know the Browns defense, sometimes they can keep them in games. I don't see it here. I think that the Ravens now got a little bit of a train rolling for them, and I like them.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy pick too.
KC and Denver. This actually also, along with the Rams and Seattle, very big game on the AFC side of things. I think out of all these teams at the top in the AFC, Colts, Patriots, Chargers, Broncos, I think the team that people have the least amount of faith in is Denver because their offense 85% of the time looks putrid. And then for some reason, they have these games where they're down in the fourth quarter where they look like the 2001 Rams. So I can't really get a handle. Their defense is very good. Their offense is bad 85% of the time. Chiefs off a bye. I love the under in this game. If we're talking that end of things, I think this is a low scoring game. And I think the Chiefs win in Denver. Something around the tune of 20-10. Where they cover that number too. I really like the under in the game. I think that the Denver's going to have a hard time scoring against Kansas City, and I think the Denver defense is good enough to hold Mahomes in that 17-20 area. So.
Great rivalry, obviously, with these two cities.
Yeah.
KC having the better of it over the last many years, I should say. But I'm going to take the Broncos at home here.
Okay. Broncos.
Yeah,
and let me tell you, Chiefs losing. They're 5-5.
Exactly.
Chiefs going to be in.
I think
Wow.
Denver's got to go out and do their job here this Sunday. You know, and I think
I'd love to see
think
it.
a lot of people around the country are pulling for the Broncos this weekend.
I'd love to see it, but I have to see that one to believe it, Paulie. I got to see that one to believe it when it comes to that. Sunday night game is awesome too.
Yes.
Lions Eagles in Philadelphia. Of course, Eagles huge win on Monday night. Lions went into Washington and completely destroyed the Commanders. This is the kind of game that can determine potentially home field in the NFC. And if the Eagles win this game, because they got their game up on the Lions, and they're still tied, but I still believe the Rams and the Seahawks are going to kind of split with each other, and they're going to beat each other up down the stretch. That this is another game that's going to propel the Eagles into that top spot. I like the Eagles and what's going to be a really good game on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I think this is a chest-beating game for the Eagles here if they win this at home. And just, continue to probably just take charge of what's going on in the NFC.
There's one thing I will say that could be a problem for them. There's clearly something going on, and it's not even a question anymore. I mean, A.J. Brown basically he's not happy. And the Eagle offense has looked a problem at times. If Detroit comes out, and Detroit's offense is unbelievable, they come out and they put a couple early touchdowns up on the board. I'm skeptical that the Eagle offense can suddenly snap out of it and start playing in a shootout. I think they are a team that needs to play from ahead. And the Lions have the kind of quick strike offense that, the Lions need to go in there and hit them in the mouth early in that game, and they would have a chance. But I still like the Eagles on Sunday night.
Well, only putting up 10 points last week. They're going to have to probably be a little more adventurous
that's
against Detroit.
That was a tough game Monday night in Green Bay, and that Detroit's going to push pace. Detroit.
You know,
is gonna-
Campbell's looking at the tapes. He looked at the tapes.
He's
on
going to push
Sunday.
pace,
Yep.
and I don't know if the Eagles don't want to get in a game that's going to be 34-31 on Sunday night. I think Eagles want to try to keep this into more of the lower scoring street fight type of game. And if they can, I think that they're going to be. I think that is what they're going to be able
And
to
I hope
do.
as fans, that's the kind of game we get to.
We need games like that because I didn't. I hate the look. There's been worse 10-7 games I've watched in my life. For whatever the score, 13-10, 10-7, whatever that was the other night. But I much prefer the 34-31 games than the 10-7 games. That's
absolutely.
just Monday night Cowboys Raiders. Whatever.
Watching Monday Night Hockey, I think.
Who's on the Amazon game on Monday night? No, I think the Cowboys off the bye. That would be who I would say. Raiders are awful. They are so bad. So I can't.
Was
I just can't
Carroll
go
there
there.
last year? Or was this his first year?
This is his first year in Vegas. This is his first year in Vegas. So
Not going well.
why don't we take a break and come back and do the college?
Do a little college, dip into some hoops and some NHL.
Yeah.
We'll try and get as much in as we can.
I
here in
told
the
you
last
Orlando
half
could have
hour.
been a problem for the Knicks last night. I did say that they've had
And
trouble with
Jalen got
Orlando
hurt
in the
too,
past.
so that didn't help.
He got hurt, but I'll say this about Jalen Brunson. There's a lot of times he's walking out with boots on his foot, and then a couple days later, he's magically fine. I'm not, look, I hope he's not really hurt, but Paulie, there's how many times?
You think Jalen's putting on an
I
act?
don't know how many times. I don't think he's putting on an act, but I
It's a
think
show.
that they're a little over dramatic with Brunson sometimes with the injuries. There's been like 5 times in the last 2 years that people thought, oh, he's going to be out for so long. Look at him. And he's back like the next game or two. Like, just so they're a little over dramatic
Gotta
with
keep the,
sometimes
the fan base
with
on
the
edge.
Brunson stuff. We'll rip through college games. We've got hockey. We've got baseball too. Judge is going to win another MVP tonight. Does anyone care? No. Well, you care. So there you go. Paul Skeens wants to be a Yankee. So problem for them is the Pirates could keep him for another 5 or 6 years. They don't have to trade him to anybody. Go Sports Radio, Carver and Cuthbert, Borelli's Tap Room in Long Beach. We're having a good time. Good crowd on the stream today as well, which we love to see. We'll come back and we'll do a little more with you right after this. Oh, don't believe me. Yeah, and we're back. Just talking about me and Tommy down here at Borelli's house.
Tommy bartender.
Tommy
the man.
And he's got this. He's an Eagle fan. I'm a Bills fan, and it's the same thing. Like when the Bills sucked, I got so into a pattern of my game was always at 1:00 on Sunday. It was so nice. I was like, I knew every Sunday 1:00 the Bills were going to play. And now, of course, the last 4 or 5 years, 6 years, the Bills have gotten good, and Josh Allen is a big star, and all this. So now, 75% of my schedule is Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, 4:25, all of it. And look, that's the price you pay for having a good team. But I could use some more Sundays at 1. I don't mind Sundays at 1 sometimes, like I've had the last couple of weeks. So hopefully we can get a few of those moving forward. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borelli's Tap Room in Long Beach. We're hanging with you. All right. College this week.
Lightning.
We went through
lightning round.
Lightning round, yeah. I'm going to give you a couple of games, Paulie, that I have my eye on here. First of all, Friday night, Clemson, Louisville. Louisville lost to Cal last week. Huge upset. Louisville, good as when they're the underdog. Don't like them when they're the favorite. This Clemson team has been bad this year. They're 4-5. They're going, they really need this win, try to get in a bowl. I don't know if Dabo cares about that or not. These are tricky spots for Louisville, Paulie, so I'd be careful with them on Friday night, even though it's at home against Clemson. Very tricky spot for them in that game. Next, Minnesota visiting Oregon. It's a heavy number here. It's about 25.5. Oregon's laying in this game. Minnesota on the road. I don't like this trip for them at all. But the Oregon offense the last couple weeks left a little to be desired. Dante Moore and the crew. Whether it was last week, I know that's tough going to Iowa. That was a low-scoring game in miserable weather. But even the week before that, they were at home against Wisconsin, only scored 21 points. 25 and a hook might be a little much here. Oregon gets the job done, but that number could be in question for me, Paulie, in that game. As far as Saturday goes, I already told you yesterday, the smash-down special of the week is Notre Dame against Pitt. Saturday noon at Pitt. I don't care. Play the game at Pitt, South Bend, the Moon. This is Notre Dame's last chance to really put a hammer on somebody who's a good opponent, and all the talking and all the things we did yesterday about that. So I love Notre Dame against Pitt on Saturday afternoon. Indiana's laying a unbelievable number against Wisconsin. It's like it was 30 the other day. I think it's down to 28.5 now. Indiana's they're going to win the game. Wisconsin has had problems scoring points all year. It's Indiana. The question is it by 30 plus? And the way that, like I said, Cignetti, now I thought he would do this against Penn State last week, and they ended up in a fight in Happy Valley, but this game's at home. He wants style points whenever he can get them. I don't know if Wisconsin's defense will allow him to get all the style points that he wants, but because they might not score, that might allow Indiana to cover what's a very, very big number that they're going to have. Texas A&M is now 9-0, as they're going to be at home for South Carolina. This is also a noon kick on Saturday. That's a tricky number, too, in the 19.5 to 20.5 range for Texas A&M, but they will get the job done in that spot. Now, Michigan and Northwestern, Paulie.
At Wrigley Field,
At
baby.
Wrigley.
Love it.
On Saturday. So this is the yearly Northwestern Wrigley game, which is always cool. And give me the points with Northwestern at home. At home as you can be in the friendly confines against Michigan.
Don't let anybody from Michigan hear you say that.
You know what? Whatever. Big spot for South Florida. They're now in the driver's seat for that college football playoff spot with the group of 5. So they need to continue to take care of business. Navy's not bad. I know they got hammered by Notre Dame last week, but they're 7-2. Still think South Florida gets the job done, though. I don't know if they cover the 9.5, but I think they get the job done in terms of getting a win there against them. Now, 2 huge games in the SEC. Let's do these back-to-back. Oklahoma into Alabama against the Tide. Alabama laying 6.5. Alabama's in a spot right now. In fact, Alabama wins their last 2 games. They'll play in the SEC title game no matter what. Oklahoma, this would be massive for them because they're still alive, Paulie. I think they were 11th in those rankings we talked about yesterday, 11th or 12th. They're right there. And a win over Alabama. They beat them last year at home. And this is a better Oklahoma team. I think, though, at home, Alabama's going to have themselves in good order here. This is another one. I know I hate doing this. I don't know if I would want to lay the 6.5. Could be a tough game. But Alabama gets involved and theoretically eliminates Oklahoma from their dreams of possibly making the college football playoff. And the other massive SEC game is Texas and Georgia on Saturday night. Between the hedges, huge game. Texas needs it bad. Texas actually also, they hold the cards in the SEC. If they win out, they would play in the SEC title game because they play Georgia and they finish with Texas A&M. They have some opportunities to maybe save their season after a couple of early losses. You thought maybe they were going to be in a little bit of trouble. They can now kind of dig themselves out of that here in Georgia. And I actually, believe it or not, boy, I like Texas on Saturday night. I like Texas
Stadium, man. The place is gonna be
it's
rocking,
not easy, but I will absolutely. You want to give me 6.5 points with Texas on Saturday night? I'm going to take it.
All right.
I think they're going to be in. I don't think Georgia's defense is as good as it's been the last few years. Now I know last week I kind of went after them with Mississippi State. I didn't think they'd lose, but I thought Mississippi State would hang around, and they smashed me in that one. But you know what? I'm going to go to Texas here in this game coming up. Now, a couple of others I'll give you that I got my eye on.
Any chance for UCLA this weekend?
Chance to do what? Cover the number? 31.5? I don't think so.
No.
I think Ohio State wins the game 38-0.
Now, this was we were talking about this last week about the layup games, you know.
They could be tricky.
Yeah.
But not this one. No. Not that. You know what it is? It's going to be hard for UCLA. I think it's going to be hard for UCLA to even score any points. A couple of other good games. This Virginia-Duke game is massive in the ACC as well. Duke favored. Again, this is usually a good spot for me. As from the gambling, I know this is like a system play for me. The unranked team favored over the ranked team, Virginia.
Gotcha, yeah.
But Duke, this is the third time this year Duke has been in this spot. And they burned me the first 2 times. I will not go back to the well for a third. I like Virginia against Duke on Saturday. Iowa USC, a big game because USC, they still have an outside chance, Paulie, of maybe getting into this playoff.
Okay.
So they got to take care of Iowa at home. I like USC more at home than I do on the road. So it's a bit of a number. It's 6.5, but I think that they're going to be able to get the job done.
The old LA Coliseum, baby.
The old LA Coliseum.
Still standing.
At least they want to stay home, unlike UCLA, who wants to leave the Rose Bowl and go play at SoFi. That's going to be years and years of courtrooms and litigation that's going to be involved in that.
The Rose Bowl, man.
Leave the Rose Bowl for SoFi Stadium. We're going to leave for that. Late night special with TCU and BYU. 10:15 East kick. Late Big 12 after dark in that game. BYU off their first loss of the season. I like them at home against TCU.
Provo, Utah, baby.
Provo, baby. It's
Provo.
It's
home of the Mammoth.
Home of the Mammoth. I'll go to see the Mammoth tomorrow night.
This week, yeah.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the Mammoth in Buffalo last night.
Skiing in between games.
Skiing between games.
In Dorado, too.
As far as any other ones that
yeah, those are pretty much the big ones.
Those are the biggest ones kind of on the docket.
What about Manning, Tennessee there?
Tennessee's laying a monster number, right? 39.5 against New Mexico State, no problem. Utah-Baylor's an interesting game. Utah's also kind of crept themselves into a spot where they might be able to backdoor a playoff position. They're laying 7.5 on the road at Baylor. That could be a little tricky for them. And Georgia Tech's visiting Boston College, who are, I'm just going to tell you about, they are horrible, Boston College. Horrible. They got their doors blown off last week by SMU. At home.
A couple of big boys hosting Texas A&M gets SCAR at home, and then you got Miami, Florida holding this.
Miami against NC State, and Miami needs to win their games, and they need a lot of hopes and prayers to get themselves into potentially ACC title game and things like that. So big weekend of college football for you right there.
Love the games, love the matchups.
We have other things to attend to as well.
This is the time now too, man. If you got a fireplace, you know that you're probably turning the heat on in the house right now. You know,
Okay.
some cold beers.
Got to do it today. I mean, it's frigid.
This is just
Just saw this woman walking by with a dog. I mean, she looks like
either
she's
inside
going to
the
an
home,
igloo. Like,
inside at home on the couch, or hanging out down here at Borelli's to watch the game.
Come to, hey, they got the pizza oven cooking. I mean, it's where you want to be. There's no question about it.
Got a great happy hour here. Mondays through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m.,
week.
buddy.
I mean, how about the $10 plates with the wings and the cheese
$10.
pizza?
Can't get nothing for $10 anymore.
I mean, they got Surfs. I mean, they got the Miller Lite drafts for $4. The Surfs Up are on the. Where's my football specials? A $35 Surfside bucket right
Them
there
surf
for
sides,
footballs on Saturdays and Sundays.
You hear that, Surfside? We love you guys. We love you guys a lot.
Surfs Up for the $35 buckets coming up on Friday. All right. We talked, of course, at the top of the show about a little hockey in terms of unfortunate passing of Larry Brooks. But now let's talk about what the Rangers did last night, because they actually went into Tampa and they put a touchdown up against the Lightning. They've scored 13 goals in their last 2 games. This is it. Rangers are back. No, this is it. I mean, this is the corner, you could say, has been turned. The season is gonna. It's a complete different trajectory now.
Being a little,
I don't think so.
You're acting like me over there.
I don't think so.
I think you're trying to be a little funny over there.
And they go to Columbus on Saturday. That's a place that they usually play well.
All right. Well, once again, I'm wearing this New York Ranger cap made by the great guys at We Bleed Blue, and primarily in respect to the great Larry Brooks that we lost. Tuned in last night to watch the Strangers play the Bolts.
What a first period!
And I'm telling you, man, you know, look, there's a couple things that are happening here, but the number one thing is, there's no doubt about it, Coach Sullivan having Vinny Trocheck back in the lineup is just, it's changing everything. Panarin, Laffy, I mean, that's all you need, right? Yeah. So good squad there, and credit to Coop, man. Coop was pulling everything and anything to try and get back in that game last night. Rangers did it actually pretty good job there. I mean, granted, 4 goals. Shesty lucky enough last night to still be a little better than Vasilevsky, who got pulled.
Right.
But man, Coop was not giving up, man. I think they had a power play there with about I can't remember exactly, but 4 or 5 minutes. Pulls the goalie.
Coop never gives up.
Trying to get back into the game, trying to win the game. So you love that. And the Rangers held off. But look, Vinny Trocheck just looking really good. Panarin looking good again. And if that line can stay healthy and fire things up, and it allows for more space to open up for JT Miller and the rest of the crew, and we'll see if Perreault here stays in the lineup. And maybe this is it. They're getting a little bit of a look. They've been playing well on the road to begin with. They got their first home win there the other night, and now they seem to be gelling. And I think it's just a matter of really finding out, continuing this on here. But I think right now it's Vinny Trocheck. I mean, it's just obvious the impact he's made on the lines these last 2 games. And let's just see what happens.
It's a long season. There's a lot of time.
And speaking of long seasons,
I told you yesterday, over 91.5 points. They're going to get there.
All right. We'll see.
They'll get there.
There's also long road trips in this long season.
There is.
And the Islanders
are on
the Icelanders on their first big trip.
It's a big trip. Now, this is you got to kind of separate these things. It's technically, I believe, a 7-gamer, right? But you got to remember, the first 2 games were basically not travel games. On the road at the Garden, on the road at Newark. So those weren't,
No.
Those. Now, this is the real trip. Vegas, Utah, Colorado, Dallas, Detroit. So 5 games, legit road. The first 2 were kind of just hanging around and taking the bus with it.
It's a meat grinder.
They're in Vegas tonight. They're in Utah tomorrow. It's Islander hockey. I think they could win either of the games. They could lose both games. They could split. But, I mean, I think that it's kind of.
This is where you find out right now, Islander fans, if this team is for real. These games. This is it.
I know when they're not going to win. What? Sunday in Colorado. They're not going to win that game. Colorado is
I don't think they win any of these games.
Swept out.
Yes.
All 4. Vegas, Utah, Colorado, and Detroit.
Here. You heard it. Come at me,
Isles
fans. They don't win a game on this trip.
Now, they won't even, when we come back next week on Thursday, they won't even be done with the trip. They still have to go to Detroit as part of the trip. So you think 0-3 by the time we come back.
Yeah.
So Ranger season going this way, Islander season going this way in the next
100%.
week. That's
Yes.
how you're looking.
I didn't want to say 100% on this show, but I just did. But yes.
100%.
There you go.
100%.
This is where the tide changes here in New York. And what a game last night
Let me tell
in
you.
Chicago between the Devils and the Hawks.
I watched the whole third period because 2 reasons. It was the only thing early on. And
Isn't that terrible, fan? I always bust chops about
hockey.
nobody
I always
watches
put,
hockey,
yeah,
right?
there's other-
And Mike just said it.
Well,
It was nothing else on.
Well, I'm going to tell you the real reason I was watching. There was some monetary reasons for it
All right.
because I'm sure you see me tweet about this all the time. We do this daily double thing on the Bet River show every day, and my pick last night was the over in the Devil Blackhawk game, over 6, and it was a 1-1 game going to the third. It looked like a little grinder of a game, and then we get the wild third period in Chicago to get us the over. So I stayed up for that. Nemec with the hat trick for the Devils last night.
Good stuff.
I mean, the Hughes assist on, it wasn't on one of his goals. The Hughes assist on, which goal was it? It was actually on Mercer's goal. I mean, Hughes is just ridiculous. Some of the passes that he makes.
Man, if he could stay healthy for the playoffs,
just put him in bubble wrap and don't touch him, and he'll be good to go for us. But for them, I should say, for the Devils. But he's ridiculous. But I'm just glad they got the over last night. That they scored all those goals in the third period, and that was really what I was tuned in for. So, Devils.
The NHL needs all the help it can get to get people to tune in and watch the game.
Well, that's part of where I'm at. If it's not an Islander game, then there's other ways for me to get involved. And there's a big slate tonight. Tons of games that are in the mix.
Tuesdays and Thursdays always.
Yes, they are. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the night. Kings are 7-1-2 on the road this year. Toronto's having all kinds of problems.
Oh,
What a shame.
oh.
Stars and Habs tonight in Montreal. Great game. Ducks and the Sharks have been a wagon. Ducks are in Detroit. Sharks are in Calgary.
It's funny you bring that up. That actually is, it's crazy. It's been a long time since you could say
California hockey.
the Ducks and the Sharks is a good game tonight.
Well, the Ducks are in Detroit. The Sharks are in Calgary. I'm saying both of them are playing very well, and they're both hot now. They played once this year. The first week it was like a 7-6 game, like it was a pond hockey game between the two of them, which is awesome.
I believe Coach Q is going to Chicago next week, I believe.
Probably. He's got to be getting close.
Yeah.
He's going to go there at some point. Standing O? Probably not.
That's
for
a little,
Coach
I don't
Q.
know if we want to go there. So,
No, not a standing O for him in that place.
but yeah, it's kind of funny, like I said, that we're talking about the Sharks and the Ducks playing good hockey. So
What else do we
it's
have?
interesting.
Oh, Sabres Avalanche was the other game that I had right now. Avalanche are going to smash this. They're 11-1-5.
What are we going to do with the Buffalo Sabres, man? What are we going to do with them?
I don't think there's anything you can do.
So look, a little more on
It's
hockey real
unfortunate,
quick.
but
'Cause
it's
we
not.
didn't get a chance to talk about it yesterday, but real quick,
Yes.
because me and you grew up with these guys. The class of 2025 for the NHL Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Just real quick, the names: Zdeno Chara, Duncan Keith, Joe Thornton, as and Bettman called him Dumbo when he's known as Jumbo, and of course Alexander the Great McGillney finally getting in.
That was the biggest one for me. McGillney finally.
And
got it.
I'm bringing this up too because the Sabres, when McGillney and LaFontaine,
Yeah.
when McGillney and
Early 90s
LaFontaine
after the big
were a
trade.
tandem, they were incredible. And that was 91, 92.
Yeah.
Actually, me and a bunch of buddies of mine went up to see the Rangers play Buffalo in the old Ord on a Friday night. And on a Saturday night, we went to see the Rangers play the Leafs
Toronto.
in Toronto. Johnny Van Beesbrook, I believe, was still on the team. That's how long ago that was.
Wow.
But it was great to see them. And they made a show of the Rangers that night on Friday at the Ord. But it's great to see McGillney get in there. Joe Thornton never won the big one. He got close there with Coach DeBoer and the Sharks there a couple of years ago, but incredible player. His points and his stats just prove it alone. Duncan Keith, man, just a legend in Chicago. Those Stanley Cup teams, all the playoffs run. Those runs back there when the Kings and the Hawks were trading off Stanley Cups, man, those were some of the best Western Conference playoffs hockey you'll ever watch.
Incredible run.
those
Those
feel-
two teams.
Yeah, those guys are
going
just great.
through it.
And Zdeno, a little
Hey.
bit of Islander in there with you,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Mostly Bruin. I mean, that's
but Great run with the Bruins Stanley Cup Finals,
Yeah.
and actually, when we used to do the hockey show years ago, we were part of that, watching that
Yeah.
run against
Yeah.
Vancouver. So,
Yeah.
congratulations to those guys.
You know, the one thing, and it bothers me about it.
What bothers you, Mike? What bothers you?
I just hate how, obviously in Canada it's a big deal, and it was Monday night, and they make a big thing. Like there's just no fanfare about it here whatsoever. There's just none, and I get it. It's it's hockey. It's hard enough, as you say, to get people to watch, but how you make them watch a Hall of Fame ceremony? That's they're not gonna make them do that either.
They
But
need to change the name to the RHL, the
But they
Regional
just-
Hockey League.
like, I don't know. They need to market it a little bit better. I just make an event out of it. It's like ho hum. All right, it's a Monday night. Well, Monday night. It's a Monday night in in Toronto. We're gonna put the guys in the Hall of Fame.
Give me
and be done
one
with it.
quick example of what the NHL could have done to make that, or where or when would they have had that ceremony?
I don't know. Again, I'm sitting here killing them, but I don't have the answers. I don't know. A Saturday night.
Well, first of all, the problem is it's in the middle of the schedule, right? The start of the season. So
right. Again,
they tied it in with the
I'm
Leafs
here
game the other
complaining
night.
about it, but I also don't have the answers.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm the moron. So
You're not. I think the NHL has had a problem with this for decades.
They just do a bad job of promoting some of their stuff. That the NHL and baseball are bad with stuff like this in terms of
Baseball doesn't have anywhere near the problems that the NHL has. As far
Well-
as exposure, you look at the numbers for the World Series, the playoffs, forget about it. I don't even think you can compare
they're
the
all
two.
Dodger numbers. I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about just how they promote their game and other things that they do. So, but it's all fine and good. Everyone loves that. Great guys got in. I was most excited about Mogilny. That was the one that really, for me, because it's been so long, that he deserved to be in. So that's it.
All right.
That's all that I can.
Talking about big stars in
Well-
other sports too.
We got to finish because we got a few minutes left. Is baseball stuff,
Yes.
because we'll do this first. They're gonna hand out the MVPs tonight. Judge is gonna win. I think Judge is gonna win. I kind of belly ached about it yesterday. I don't know why we have to wait 6 weeks. I feel like people have, like, even this week, like, oh yeah, Skubal and Skeens won the Cy Young. Oh yeah, that was last night. Like, it was
Congrats
just
to those
like,
two
congrats
fellas.
to those guys. But like, it's that's kind of where I'm at with it. Stuff like that with MLB in terms of waiting 6 weeks to hand out their awards. It's foolish.
Well, they
to
kind
me.
of stacked it too. They took about a week to do all this.
Well, yeah, Monday they do the rookies, and Tuesday's the managers, Wednesday's the Cy Young, Thursday's the MVP. Find another way. Make a big event out of it, and do it within the first. They've got 2 or 3 days till the wild card game started. To be make everyone vote Sunday night. Get the awards out Tuesday, like before the playoffs start. Like, let's go.
Well, you know
Like,
what?
it's just-
We're going to be talking to two top sports writers next week on the show.
Sure.
And we'll have to bring this up.
We should promote that again.
Next week, Ted Bamford from Chicago, great writer, and Blackhawks beat writer too as well, is going to join us. And Denny Bernstein from LA is going to come
Legend.
in here. Not come in here physically. I wish the guys were coming in here. That would be awesome. But we'll be talking to them too. But those guys, they would have the answers and some insight as to why these things are done the way they are and how they vote and everything.
Yeah.
We'll hit them up on
with
that.
As far as the GM meetings going on, that story came out yesterday. How Skeens, this was Randy Miller, who covers the Yankees, I believe, had it. Skeens has told people that he wants to be a Yankee.
Well,
How
told
nice
his
of him.
teammates.
Told
Supposedly.
teammates. Allegedly, he's told teammates. He's probably told Livy Dunn. He's probably told everybody he wants to be a Yankee. I mean, Livy Dunn was shopping for that apartment in New York City. He wants to be a Yankee. Fine and good. I would love for Paul Skeens to be a Yankee. Here's the problem: he's not going to be. So just
Come on, Mike.
So you're just
Don't-
gonna
don't
now.
crush
I'm
our
not saying
dreams.
he's never going to
on.
be, but he's not going to be anytime soon.
I'm already writing him
because
into the lineup. Come
the
on, man.
Pirates
starting rotation.
have control over this guy for like another 6 years.
But if there's any team that would give him up for a boatload of picks,
It is
or
the
lower
Pirates.
contract,
Well,
a small
look,
contract. It is the Pittsburgh
I
Pirates.
don't disagree
This is
that,
perfect for
but you
Cashman.
need to understand This is all they have to get people to come to the games.
They don't care in Pittsburgh. They haven't
They
cared there
do
for
care.
decades.
They have good
don't.
fans there.
I know, but they don't.
The ownership is
care.
awful. Nutting is awful. The ownership is
They
bad.
don't care. It's a write-off for them. They
You
don't
can't
care.
you can't just get rid of Skeens
That
when he's got
stadium is
that
on the
much
river. It's
control left.
Beautiful. People just come in there to have hot dogs and soda and beers and stuff like that. It doesn't matter who's on the field. It's a shame. I love the Pittsburgh Pirates as a franchise. And Willie Stargell and the old Pirates won back in the day.
Skeens won't win a title in New York. It's not possible. He needs to go to Philly. Everybody needs to go to Philly. Steve, everybody's got to go to Philly, I guess, to go ahead and win a championship.
Come to New York, make it happen.
Now, look, it's not. Will it happen someday? He's going to get traded from Pittsburgh. Yes. Is it going to happen in the next, in my opinion, 2 or 3 years? No. He has too much. He's too young, and they have too much control. Could they get the most from him now? Probably, but I don't see it happening anytime soon.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think something happens. I think Pittsburgh.
When you start, you see,
And maybe he doesn't come
This
to the
is-
Yankees, but I bet you they get rid of him.
it's smart by him, Skeens, in this aspect to kind of get this out there
Mhm.
because it starts to, and they were already getting the questions. Oh, you're going to trade Skeens. Now you have, oh, he wants to go there. And now listen, this is a good thing for the Yankees because guess what? The last few years, nobody wants to go there. So for having somebody that actually wants to play for the Yankees is a good thing. Everyone wants to play for the Dodgers now. Nobody wants to play for the Yankees. So it is what it is.
Dodgers.
Did you see Cashman on Zoom yesterday? He didn't, of course, we mentioned he didn't go to Vegas for the GM meetings, but he did talk to reporters on Zoom. Now, my favorite part of it,
Busy.
my favorite part of it was when he was asked a question about, I guess Aaron Boone made some comments at the end of the year that
About the analytics.
The Yankees were the least analytical team in the AL East, which is complete nonsense. They are, I don't care. And so Cashman, quote, he's trying to bring the fans into the dugout with the commentary constantly about the front office pulling the strings. None of that's true. And that's the stuff guys like me have been saying for years is that Boone is a puppet and that Boone has no say whatsoever. They sit in his room before the game, mapping out who's coming in first, which pitcher's
We know
coming
who
in
shot
second, who's
that
coming in
argument
third.
down? Susan Wallman did on
I know she did. I don't believe her either.
No?
I don't believe any of them.
Gotta believe somebody,
look.
Mike.
I will admit they don't have communication during the game. There are absolutely things that Boone has to decide on the fly on his own, such as what pitchers. But do I think that they have a meeting before every game? Him, Cashman, and the nerds have a meeting before every game, and they go, well, if it's the sixth inning and we're up a run, we're going to this guy. And if it's the sixth inning and we're down 2 runs, we're going to go to this guy. And if it's the seventh inning and we're up there, they go through all that. They are not the least analytical team. And Boone, I get him trying to scrape that off of him because I'm one of the guys who's champion. They think he's a puppet for the Cashman analytical machine. But I don't believe any of them. I can't believe any of them anymore. They've done laughing and lying. I can't do it anymore.
If these guys would just freaking produce in the playoffs, we wouldn't have to talk about this at all. They wouldn't drop balls if they wouldn't, if they wouldn't.
Here's what the Yankees.
it's
You want to
all
know what
about
the
production,
Yankees?
You
You
know?
want to know what the Yankees really need?
Tell me.
I know what they really need.
all
And
of us,
I-
Mike.
and I know
Tell
it's-
all of us.
I
what
know
the
it's
Yankees need.
easy. I know it's easy to sit here and say,
Paul Skeens.
of course, go spend $900 million and sign the three
Healthy Garrett
best
Cole.
free agents and go and do all that. You want to know what the Yankees really need? They need some guys on that team with some stones, okay? Because they haven't had it in a while. They've got all these guys who kind of looks like it doesn't matter, rolls up. They need some guys like they used to have. You know who had some guys with stones this year? The Blue Jays did. Guys like Clement,
Yeah.
guys like David, guys who are, you could tell that they're scrappy players.
Springer.
These are tough guys who are not afraid of the big moments. And the Yankees don't have those guys. They haven't had them for the last few years. And that's where the problem lies because everyone talks about pitching. And I get that.
But
Everyone
it's
loves to
not
talk
just
about
the
pitching.
Yankees, man. It's
The
a
Yankees
league-wide thing, too.
lose the same way every October. They come in trying to bludgeon you with a home run heavy lineup, and Cashman
They
did
were a
this.
little different.
And Cashman
A
did
little
this
different.
yesterday too. 90% of the teams that hit the most home runs in the playoffs will end up winning the World Series. He's not wrong about that. And you got to hit the long ball. I get it.
Well, it was home runs that won this World Series.
You can't be your entire offense. Okay. And I think the Yankees do base a lot of things on that. But the guys that they have, they just have too many guys that, especially 5 through 9 in the lineup.
It's a longer
tough.
It's a longer conversation.
Don't have Clemens.
Because if you watch the Dodgers and the Blue Jays series, they left tons of guys on base. Right? And obviously the big games that were won in that series were won on the long ball. You know what I'm saying? So it's a longer conversation. I agree with you. I think all of us as a Yankee fan base, we want more small ball. We want more of that stuff. It's difficult. It's even more difficult in our market because they are the New York Yankees.
Right.
And regardless, they're always going to go out and try and get whoever is available, and they're always mostly going to get 90 wins. And Booney's been a 90-win coach here now pretty much every season except 1 or 2.
Right.
You know, and we as Yankee fans, we're used to that. We're spoiled. We're always going to get the playoffs. So it's a longer conversation. We'll bring it up further down the road.
Yeah, but GM meetings, Aaron Judge wins another MVP tonight. God bless and good luck. And I guess Ohtani wins in the National League. So there you go. You know, Ohtani, you get Judge again.
Will you be shocked, ticked, upset if Raleigh gets?
No.
Don't
care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
All right.
I don't. I actually, if you want to really get down to it, I know that there's like an analytical and there's a data thing, and look, I think that Cal Raleigh actually was the MVP of the American League this year. I think he should win. He's not going to win. I think Judge is going to win. But if I had a vote, let's say, I think I would have voted for Cal Raleigh. That's just me. I think that what he did in Seattle this year, and I know then the nerds will come out and say, yeah, but do you know he only hit 205 against okay.
Well, here's the voting part, right? You bring up the analytics, right? We're talking about analytics.
Yeah.
So in this vote, the analytics are probably going to play more of a part here than the actual.
It's a hard thing to do because Judge is now, and you get this when you're one of the 2 or 3 best players in the game. It's almost like, and this is why, when LeBron was at his peak, he couldn't win every year. And McDavid can't, you can't give McDavid the heart every year. When you're the best player, you're of course the most valuable player in the league every year. There's no, it's just, and Judge has become, of course, if Judge didn't play, the Yankees would be nowhere near where they are. If Ohtani didn't Ohtani, you can take him off the Dodgers, maybe a different story. But Ohtani, the same thing. He's always the most valuable player. I thought that Raleigh had a special year, and I think it's one that should be recognized, and I think that he should be the MVP.
Well, I'll say this about Raleigh. Ohtani and Judge both had better support around them.
Oh, no question.
So what Raleigh did,
and that's
on that team, which had a special run this year,
right. I factor that into the guy hit 60 homers. I mean, it's more. The guy had a monster year for a team that hadn't done anything in 20 years. Like it's that stuff factors in for me. And that's why I would give it to Raleigh.
Well, we'll find out
so
soon enough.
Judge will win. Judge is going to win tonight.
All right.
But Judge and Ohtani, just give it to them every year. No, it's everybody else is just playing for second, Paul. That's kind of where it goes down. Any other thoughts heading into the weekend?
No, just excited. Lots of great stuff. It's a great time of the year. There's so much going on right now. Especially if you're a football fan, this is just peak, as far as college football and the NFL. And it's nice to see the hockey and the hoops get going here too. So, just looking forward to it. And thank all the fans who've been tuning in these first 2 weeks as we've gotten off the ground here.
Yep.
With the Carver and Cuthbert show here right from Borelli's. And we look forward to continuing to do this. And we can't thank ownership and management here enough.
And hey, come down here this weekend and for one of these football days because it's
a great spot, folks.
It's unbelievable.
We ain't lying, man.
What's going on?
We ain't
here?
lying.
It's
Come
really
down to
great.
Borelli's.
Carver and Cuthbert, Borelli's Tap Room in Long Beach, Go Sports Radio. Another great couple shows this week. We will be back next week, Wednesday and Thursday, noon East. You mentioned Tab's going to be on with us on Wednesday. Denny B is going to be on Thursday. So we'll get all those things cooking as well. Everybody have a tremendous weekend. Enjoy yourself. Come down to Borelli's as well. Mike Carver, Paul Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borelli's Tap Room. We'll see you next week.